Greetings and salutations. Today we will take a look at Ultimate Heavy Drums from MDL Tone. So over the last 2 weeks, I spent $300 on drum programs. I bought Gojira and Avenged Sevenfold from Mixwave. Then this week, along comes Mr. Josh Middleton, and with a big whoop-a-cha to my wallet, he releases probably the best drum plugin of all time. For those that don't know, Josh Middleton is a guitarist from Architects and Sylosis. He also happens to be one of the best guitarists on the planet right now for metal. Every time I watch Josh Middleton play, I am stunned by how clean he is and how fast he can play, but still get such clarity out of his tones. So in his video introducing this drum program, he said a bunch of stuff that I completely agree with. Every other drum program out there always has some niggling things that just really annoy me. Whether it be not being able to control each individual piece, especially when it comes to reverb and stuff like that, or room mics, or having more control in the actual program over EQ and processing. He decided, screw it, he's gonna make his own basically. And he's done just that, and I tell you what, this thing is amazing. So this comes with 4 kicks and 6 snares, and honestly these are some of the best sounding kicks and snares I've ever heard. I know that I said that about Gojira and Avenged Sevenfold, and while they are still amazing plugins and I definitely still use them, this just sounds perfect to my ears. It was a little on the pricey side, it was around the $215 mark. But that's okay because honestly, worth every cent. Worth every single cent that I spent. I do love that you can control every individual aspect of every individual kit piece in this kit. Even as far as room mics and overheads go, you can control the actual kit pieces and the volumes of said kit pieces in those actual mics, which is fantastic. This is one program that allows you to have pretty much ultimate control over the whole drum kit, which is excellent. So what we're going to do now is listen to a song that I mixed using the Ultimate Heavy Drums. After that I'll take it over to my computer and we'll do a mix rundown, and I'll show you off a bunch of the presets that come with the program, as there are a lot, and they do all sound very unique from each other in a good way. So as always, please like and subscribe and enjoy indeed. Thanks guys. Greetings and salutations, guys. Here we are at my computer again. Quick mix rundown on the song you just heard. So I can also show you some of the presets for the ultimate heavy drums. So first of all, here we are, Reaper. Very simple mix this time, just 3 guitars, 2, 1 left, 1 right, panned hard left and right, 1 in the center, bass, drums. That's pretty much it. A couple of little niggly bits on the guitar. Very, very simple. Wanted to keep it nice and tight this time, just so to show off the drums more. The song you just heard, it wasn't, the drums are a little all over the place because I really want to show off like just different aspects of how they sound, fast, slow, heavy, you know, just wasn't really meant to be anything special or anything like that. So for guitars, we'll just run through these quickly so I can get some presets going. Guitars, neutron elements, just for a tiny little bit of EQ. Use the TR5 white with the magic glass preset on the compressor. I used 1 instance of Soldano on one side, and then on the other side I used an instance of Gojira. They're both the X versions, and in the center I used Fortin Nameless X. Okay, so guitar tone sounds like this. Okay, so that's guitars. Bass is usual bass, Parallax X, which I will be doing a video on hopefully next weekend. I've been wanting to do a Parallax video for ages. As any of you who watch me know, I always use Parallax for bass. Been wanting to do a video for ages, and they just released Parallax X, which is the updated version. So it's a good excuse for me to actually finally get in there and do a review of that one. Bit of EQ on there, and Bass Professor as always, just to really liven those things up. I love it. I love Bass Professor. Another thing I've got to do a review on. I got some sub booms like always, just to really make the first hit of the bar really hit. Not too loud, just subtle in the mix, but just enough to give it a little bit more oomph. Okay, to the drums. To the drums, the reason we're all here. Okay, so here they are, Ultimate Heavy Drums. This is my preset I came up with. When I say I come up with a preset, you can see it says the Way of the Josh kit. The Way of Josh kit, which is obviously one of his presets, but I've tweaked it to my liking, so I make it into my own preset. I should probably save this so it's saved, but I'll get around to that later. So when I say I make a preset, usually what I do with making a preset for drums, whether it's Easy Drummer or Perfect Drums or Stephen Slate drums, I'll find a preset that's in the program that I like the sound of, and then I'll tweak it to my liking and make it my own. So that's usually how I do a preset. Okay, so let's have a listen to the hits. Okay, so we've got 2 hi-hats, 2 rides, 2 chinas, and 2 main cymbals, and another one on the left, the smaller one on the left, 2 splashes, 6 toms, which I really love. I think that is fantastic. A lot of plugins come with only like 3 toms or something, and when you want to get a big roll going, or you know, some really like heavy low-end hits on the toms, it's so good having the range there if you want it, you know. I'd rather have more range than less, because if I only want 3 toms, I just use 3 toms. If I want 6 toms, I can use 6. It's so fantastic. So the snares in this sound absolutely amazing. I mean, such fullness, such ambience, absolutely fantastic. So let's have a little listen how it sounds by itself. So there you go. That's, I mean, perfect drums in my opinion, literally. Let me just save my kit so when I change crap, I still know what it is. All I changed for the preset was I upped the kicks just the slightest, only 0.4 dB. It was only because it suits my mix better. I didn't change anything else there. The snare, pretty sure I didn't change anything on the snare. I just left the snare as is because it sounded so good. Didn't need to. Toms, I pretty much didn't change anything on the toms either. I thought they sounded damn amazing. Like, they're just so well balanced. Like, this was mix ready. Cymbals, this is where I changed a bit of stuff. So I brought the hats down a little bit in the mix, and the ride, I think. But where I did change it more was, see, this is what I was talking about before. You can go into the overheads. Now I dropped the hat completely out of the overheads because I wanted it more direct, more there, instead of being like filling the room, which is fantastic. You can actually change the cymbals in the overheads to make them louder or quieter and that, which is really fantastic. And also you can do it in the room, which I think I changed a little bit in the crashes. I brought the crashes up, or I think they were set at like 3 dB on both, and I brought them down to around 1, and I brought the hi-hat down a little bit in this as well, in the room mic, which I thought sounded a bit better because it sounded like a direct hi-hat, but then you had just a little bit of room, which was good. Really suited what I want for it. Like if you go to the actual kit, you can hear it's real direct, but it's filling the room a little bit, but not too much. I found before I bought the volumes in the room mics down, it was like really loud in the mix, which I didn't really like, but that's okay. It does come with some grooves, which is really good. It's only got a few grooves, but there's so many cool beats in those grooves. I did actually use some of them in the song just to show off some of the grooves, but like, so there we go. All right, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to just push play on the song and we'll have a listen to a few presets. I'm going to go back right to the default preset. As you can see, there's a lot of presets here, 27 presets in all. They all sound very unique from each other, which is great. Like the toms here, the one I used was the low tuning Gretz B brass, which is, I just love that one. But let's go through a few presets and see how it sounds. That was great. That one was so live, excellent. sounds nice and tight. So there you go, that's all 27 presets, guys. I did want to show you one other quick little feature that I really liked. Like, see this this one here, back in nickel. So you can hear how reverby the snare is. The good thing is, if you go over here and you go to reverb mix, you can literally change the reverb on every single piece of the kit, which is fantastic. I love being able to individually control. Like, personally for me, I never like reverb on a kick. It's just, I never have. So if I want to drag these two kicks down, it's coming through the room. So if I'm in the overheads. So if you change the overheads, bring them down. So you can control all that, but if you go to the reverb mix, you can control the reverb on the kicks or on the snare alone, you know, like it's fantastic. A lot of plugins, especially like Easy Drummer and stuff, you can't control the individual reverb on the kit, which it's annoying, because sometimes you just want a little bit more reverb on the snare and you can't. The only way to do it is to multi-out, and no, I don't like multi-outing. It's just, it gets convoluted, makes your mix really messy. Usually I like the sound of a kit, but I might want a little bit more reverb or a little bit less reverb just on one kit piece. It's one of the reasons I wasn't a massive fan of the death metal expansion in Easy Drummer 3, is there's so much reverb on the whole kit. And you can change the reverb, but it changes the reverb on the whole kit and not just, you know, because I like the reverb, the sound that they've got on the snare, but on the kicks and the toms, I like to dial it back. Like on my preset, I dial back, if I go here and I go to the toms and I go to reverb mix, you can see on here, the toms, I dialed the reverb pretty much right down. Kicks are all the way off. And then the snares up. So it gets a really nice punchy sound. Like if you hear when the toms come in, it's not too much reverb, it's just full. So yeah, I mean, so much control that so many other programs are lacking, and my hat's off to Josh Middleton for just putting all this in. I mean, you can even control the pitch of each individual thing, which is fantastic as well. Like, just, you know, a cymbal's a little high pitched for you, bring it down. It's not a problem. It's so good. So there you go, guys. You know, Ultimate Heavy Drums from Josh Middleton. He's done a fantastic job. If you've got the money, I'd recommend it. I'd probably recommend this now over any other drum program out there. Like, not even a hesitation. If you're doing metal, this is it. So go check it out. Link in the description. As always, like and subscribe. Enjoy indeed. Thanks, guys.